the grilled chicken that was steamed, about a cup or cup and a half of vegetables, and a cup of water before bed. You also had some chocolate chip cookies before you fell asleep, correct? Okay, any beverages that we've forgotten? Any milk, tea, soda throughout the day?
No, I think we got it all.
Okay, great. And then as far as extra breads or fruits or vegetables, anything that you recall, any other snacks like pretzels, chips?
No.
Okay, great. All right, so we will work with this as we are, and as well as your app that you're tracking with, to plan the rest of our goals for this session. So based on the information I gave you about My Plate from the first time, how well do you feel like you have been accomplishing the things that we talked about?
I mean, I think I'm just kind of getting used to like seeing all like the different portions and stuff. But I mean, I think I'm doing pretty well, but I could definitely, like, I'm not fully hitting like every amount that I should. I guess.
Specifically with the protein.
Yeah, and like fruits and vegetables. On days where I don't have like a salad for lunch, because I don't do that every day,
Sure.
I feel like I'm definitely lacking in the vegetables. And then fruits. I mean, I like fruit, but it's just kind of when I have it at home. I think those things kind of go bad faster,
Right.
and so I'll just like a lot of times go for something like chips or something if we don't have like fruit in the house at the time, because we don't always have it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just making sure I eat more of that stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, I think those are great concerns, and but I also think a lot of what you're doing with tracking has made you more aware of the things that you're having throughout the day, and especially the salads. It's something we talked about that you wanted to increase. So what are other things from your diet right now that you're proud of that you would like to continue doing? Any good habits?
Definitely like salads more often. I guess just like lunch time in general, being better about that. I feel like I've done a pretty good job with that.
I agree. I think that modifying that lunch to fit in some vegetables there was a really, really good choice, and we can even talk about other options, things that you could switch out in that area. Sweet. So I think we can go with this. So from the first time we talked about My Plate, and now you're interested in adding some more vegetables. So I printed out this graphic, and this is from USDA online. They've got a lot of great things, great resources that you can look at that are all evidence-based, meaning that it's coming from the government, from research at universities, things that we can trust. So we know that we don't want to just go online and look at things that have .com or Facebook or things like that for our health information. So if you're interested in incorporating more vegetables throughout the day, it's good, especially for pregnant women, to get dark leafy greens. That's going to provide a lot of nutrients that our baby needs to grow. It's going to provide iron and fiber to keep you full. I know that satiety and you having an appetite was a little bit of an issue, so we can talk about that if you'd like. But I think that finding ways to fit in more vegetables would be a really good plan, a good goal if that's something you're interested in doing. Awesome. So throughout your meal plans, throughout the days that you are consuming salads, where do you feel like would be an area that you could possibly fit more fruits or vegetables in? Do you think, would you be interested in breakfast? How is your appetite throughout the day? Are there any areas that you don't feel as hungry?
I mean, I usually wake up like kind of hungry, so maybe, but I've just never been one to eat like a huge breakfast, but I have noticed like in pregnancy, like I'll wake up hungrier than I used to. But as far as like, I could maybe try to add like fruit into breakfast. I probably wouldn't be like huge on vegetables at breakfast time. I tend to go for more like sweet things in the morning. So yeah, but I mean, I guess vegetables, it would kind of have to be either like snacks or lunch, really. Dinner, I try most nights to like make sure there's always something with dinner, but I know that's probably not enough
Mm-hmm.
for the vegetables.
Gotcha. Great. Yeah, no, that's awesome information, and we can work with that. The main thing is making sure that these are things that you enjoy eating, that you want to eat, so that you will continue implementing that. And we'll talk about barriers and ways that we might not be able to achieve our goals with veggies each day. But so lunches and snacks, you're already getting a good bit of vegetables at dinner.
Mm-hmm.
But we can certainly find ways to fit vegetables in here. I agree with the veggies in the morning. That might not be as appetizing as you would want. So if you enjoy eating cereal in the morning, have you considered incorporating any kind of fruit on top of your cereal or a whole fruit on the side? Do either of those sound appetizing?
Maybe just like fruit on the side, like an
Okay.
apple or something like that I could do.
Okay, so maybe an apple on the side at breakfast. Are there any fruits that you absolutely won't eat?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty open with fruit for the most
Cool.
part.
Have you ever tried frozen fruits, such as frozen bananas, frozen blueberries, any kind of smoothies?
Yeah, I mean, I use them if I make a smoothie, which isn't very
Not
often. But yeah, no, usually it's just in the fridge, like
Mhm.
fresh fruit.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I think that a whole apple on the side would provide a good amount of fiber in the day. It'd keep you full for longer. And there's going to be nutrients in apples that you wouldn't necessarily get from your granola bars too. So
Okay.
even switching out that carbohydrate right there could be a good switch to give more vitamins and minerals in your diet.
Okay.
So a whole apple on the side is a great idea. What about adding a topping on your cereal? Bananas, blueberries, berries on top of the cereal?
I'd be willing to try it. I don't know if it's necessarily something I would like and stick to.
Okay.
I don't know. I've just never really added fruit to my cereal.
To your
so
cereal.
I'd have to, I guess, just try it and
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if it's something that doesn't sound great to you, we can find other ways around it. A whole fruit on the side is also a great choice. What about oranges or bananas on the side?
Yeah, those on the side I would do. A lot of times with like the berries, like blueberries and stuff, like blueberries are kind of expensive and they go bad like fast. I feel like whereas like apples and like oranges I can keep for like a little bit longer.
Sure. Yeah.
So like blueberries, if I spend, a good bit on like a little container and then more than half of them go moldy, like, so I don't tend to buy those like as much.
Right.
Strawberries, like those kind of things.
Absolutely. And so it's good that you brought that up. A good hack with expensive fruits and things like that are to buy them frozen. Because as I mentioned before, we're really not losing a whole lot of nutritional value with frozen or steamed vegetables. At least that's not what the USDA is saying. That's not what the research is saying right now. So I think that for those more expensive things, personally, I love to buy frozen blueberries and keep them and just thaw them before I eat them. And that could be a good change for you for things that are pricier, just to keep them longer. Cool. So incorporating vegetables throughout the day. Salads for lunch would be great. But if you do bring a sandwich, would you consider eating a whole vegetable on the side, something raw? Do you enjoy raw vegetables?
I'm not huge on raw
Okay.
vegetables. I prefer them steamed for the most part. So I would probably just maybe get like the bags and that you steam in the microwave.
Sure.
That kind of thing. If I was going to do that at lunch.
Is that feasible for you in the workplace?
I would probably, I guess that's where like a lot of my issues come in. Like at work, it's easier for me to just pack like chips or something like with a sandwich rather than like stuff I have to microwave or like that kind of thing, because a lot of times I am pressed for time.
Right.
And it's just like sitting down really quick and like eating quickly and getting back to work.
Definitely.
Kind of thing. So
time is definitely a variable, a barrier that we would need to overcome with lunch. Is it feasible to pack salads when you're at work?
I could, yeah. I would just probably have to like prepare it the night before and then just like stick it in the fridge when I get to work. But that's a possibility. I haven't done that yet. Usually when I'm at work, it's still been kind of like sandwich and like chips kind of thing.
Sandwich and chips.
But that's definitely something I could try to do and where I could get in more vegetables.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, and typically when you have sandwiches, are they peanut butter and jelly or meat or?
Yeah, usually just peanut butter and jelly.
Okay.
I don't do like deli meat or anything when I'm pregnant. You're not like supposed to, so it's just been peanut butter and jelly for the most part.
Right.
Usually I would like switch it up with like turkey or something, but I can't really do that now. So yeah.
With your concerns about the lunch meat and things like that, are you getting that information from your doctor and talking that over with them?
Yeah, so I asked her from like the beginning because I had always heard that, and so yeah, she just said, you know, it probably wouldn't like do anything, but they just recommend that you don't, just in case.
I think if safety is a concern and you're more comfortable not eating lunch meats, then that's totally fine, and there's definitely other ways to get protein. A lot of these claims are inflated with things like lunch meat and processed foods. There's not a whole bunch of research to support that, and I think that there are healthier, more fresh deli options that you could choose. So if you went to the counter at Publix or you went to the counter somewhere and got like the bagged deli meats, that would actually be fresher and have less preservatives in it than the pre-processed packaged things that are setting up. So if you are missing the deli meats, I think going to the counter could be a good fix for that, as there would be less nitrates and less things added if you were to get something organic from the deli counter. But if that's a concern, is that something that you wouldn't be interested in switching to?
I guess, I don't know, I probably wouldn't really even eat it just because, I don't know, I just hear about like listeria and stuff like that, and like if people aren't like refrigerating things properly, I guess is like the main thing of why they don't recommend that. So I probably just will go through the rest of my pregnancy without that stuff, because that's not, I mean, it's not something I was like loved before. I mean, I like it, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I need, you know, like turkey or whatever. Like, I think I'd be more comfortable just leaving it out for now.
Absolutely. I totally understand that concern. I'm happy we were able to talk through it, because anything that isn't going to bring you peace about eating, there's no need to do it. We can find other ways to get protein in our diets, you know. Awesome. And so with that, lunches are much easier if they are a sandwich or something that doesn't have to be microwaved, but you do think that it might be feasible to pack a salad before. Have you considered making a big salad with spinach or those dark leafy greens that I said would be good to get in our diet? Have you considered packing something like that and prepping a protein to put on top of it? Or do you enjoy salads that are more nuts and fruit? Things like that.
I would be willing to try like packing, like making something the night before and packing like chicken or something like that to put with it. That would be something I could try to do. With our goal in mind of increasing, you know, the diet quality, and you said you're not getting as much protein on your app that you would like. And if we want to increase fruits and vegetables, I think that lunch is a really vital place to sneak in those veggies. There's certainly other ways we can do it, but if you don't enjoy snacking on raw vegetables, and salads are the easiest thing to transport, I think that could be a great place if we can make time for it. What, in your opinion, is the feasibility of that? So thinking about work this next week, how likely do you feel you would be to make that change? I would probably, I mean, I'll definitely try it. Like, if I stick with it is another thing that I will have to see. I guess it also kind of depends, like, if I make chicken for dinner, I could make like a little bit extra to like put in with the salad, but on nights that like I don't make like an extra like protein that could go with a salad, it would be a little bit more difficult, because normally when I eat a salad, like it's not just straight up like spinach or whatever, I don't have to have a protein in there because I won't be like full enough. So I mean, I could see it happening like occasionally, but probably not something that would be like every night before work kind of thing, just based off what I have for dinner and stuff. So
yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like we're it's something we're willing to try.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure about the feasibility because it does take a lot of extra work, and I know you're very busy outside of work when you're at home as well. So if it is a day that you're making a sandwich and packing it for lunch, what would be vegetables that you consider having on the side? All raw veggies are not going to work for you no matter the dip or anything that you put them in.
I mean, I can eat them. It's just not something I enjoy.
Okay. Then we don't want to make you do it because
yeah.
we probably won't.
We probably
won't be happy. We probably won't stick to it.
Yeah. So
definitely want to adhere to things that you're interested in.
If I'm going to eat vegetables on the side, I guess it would just have to be something I could throw in the microwave for a little bit. And like I said, some days like I'm just really busy, but I mean it's not always like some days I do have time I can throw it in the microwave, but so I mean I guess
I think
it depends on the day.
It depends on the day, and that's a very unpredictable thing, your schedule at work.
Yeah, just because if we have like a lot of people who are like really needy and whatnot, like other days it's slower. So
have you thought about adding a fruit in at lunch?
Yeah, I do occasionally take like fruit of some kind, like if I just buy it sometimes from Publix, like this ones that are already cut up, and like the watermelon or like pineapple or something like that. So I do take that in like a little baggie sometimes, so I could definitely be more like consistent with that to get more of my fruit in.
Yes, because I think if vegetables, like you're saying, it's going to be a challenge with the time that you have at work to heat up something steamed or the time you have the night before to prep a salad. I think a fruit could be a good option just to throw in on the side if sandwiches are the easiest thing for you to do.
Yeah.
You could also start making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches if you enjoy, or not peanut butter and jelly, banana and peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah.
And maybe find a way to add fruits and vegetables into a sandwich. Have you considered doing any kind of lettuce or vegetable sandwiches if you're not interested in the lunch meat? Any veggie protein?
Just straight up vegetables on it?
No. So there's we could add some sort of plant-based protein, or like add avocados on a sandwich. Is that anything that you'd be interested in doing?
Probably not.
No.
Honestly,
Okay.
I don't.
We're exploring all the options here. So
I just don't see myself actually like
putting vegetables on a sandwich.
No, like if I had like the deli meat that I'm not eating right now,
Yes.
like I could put like lettuce and like tomato or something on it.
Yeah.
But without that,
Yeah.
I mean, I probably won't.
Okay, awesome. That's entirely fine. Honestly, we just want to cover all the bases and make sure that we are finding the right areas where this could logically fit into your day. Okay, and so dinner, you're having vegetables already. Is there anything that you think you would like to change about dinner? Does that seem like a healthy meal to you?
Yeah, I think for the most part, dinner is like where I am consistently pretty healthy. So that I think I'm good sticking with what I've been doing. Yeah, I guess just breakfast and lunch and like healthier snacks.
Absolutely. So an important thing also with the snacks and the protein that we talked about is making sure that you're getting a variety. So really our vegetables should be a mixture of colorful things. If you can think of your plate like a rainbow, you want to see more colors than less. So you're already getting green vegetables in with your salads, and at dinner time, I'm not sure if you enjoy carrots or any other kind of colorful vegetables. Sweet potatoes could be a good source of carbohydrates, like a starch that you could get in. Are there any other varieties that you'd be interested in incorporating?
I guess broccoli's the most common that we do it. Sometimes like squash and like zucchini.
Awesome.
We'll steam that too a good bit. Occasionally like carrots, but that'll usually be if it's like mixed in with like a bag of like mixed stuff. I would say that's like the most common. Just stuff that like I'm used to, so I just go for that kind of stuff.
Right.
I don't know. I guess are there other sweet potatoes? I occasionally will eat those.
Awesome.
I guess that's something I could probably do more of because I like them.
Right.
I guess I don't always think about buying them, so
Yeah.
that's something I could do to switch things up more, I guess.
Right, and as we talked about money earlier, sweet potatoes are relatively cheap and they keep for a very long time. So that's something that you could steam the night before and microwave when you're at work at lunch, or it's something that you could just bake for dinner as well. So would that be something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, that could be an easier thing to change probably.
Very cool. So everything that we've talked about is on these two handouts right here. These are the USDA My Plate handouts. So we have different options for fruits and vegetables that you could choose from. Again, fresh, frozen, canned, dried, any of those are totally fine. And this goes into a little more detail about My Plate itself and ways that we can incorporate. So mostly what we've talked about today is varying up our veggies and adding more protein in throughout the day. So it's important to remember trying a variety of each of those things. And I'm going to let you take these home to keep them and refer back to if you need new ideas. But we are getting close to the end of our session. So I do want to run over everything, talk about any other questions you might have or potential areas for straying from the changes that we've talked about. So could you just repeat to me some of the goals that we discussed and the areas that we were wanting to change in your diet that we talked about this session?
Vegetables, kind of maybe incorporating more of that at lunchtime. Breakfast, maybe incorporating like a fruit on the side. And then like protein around lunch. Those were like the main points that
Yeah, absolutely. And we touched on this a little bit, but setbacks are going to be something that will come up. The work week is going to come, and I think that there's a good possibility you'll be busy or tired or anything like that. And so this might not always look exactly like we've discussed. Could you identify any other areas besides time and effort that might be a barrier to you incorporating different vegetables or different proteins into your diet?
I guess just like trying out things. If I don't like them, I probably won't like continue to eat them. But I think time is like a big thing. And so that's really the main one.
Right.
I don't see too many other like barriers besides time and just like the effort of preparing something like beforehand or like that kind of thing.
Is there anything the night before you go into work that you feel could change throughout your day? Like, picture your typical night before you go into work. Would we need to, could we brainstorm anything that might come up as far as extra activities or exercise or things that need to happen? Just trying to tackle some of those barriers now with time. What do you see we could rearrange to make room for prepping the night before?
I guess, well, if I ate dinner a little bit earlier, I would have more time because, when I have to go to work the next day, I have to get up super early, so I basically eat dinner, sit on the couch for like 30 minutes, and then go to bed like really early. So I guess that's like the main issue with time is like I'm trying to make sure I'm getting in bed like early so I don't like feel miserable the next day.
Right.
So taking time to like prepare my lunch for the night before is like not really a priority, I guess, most of the time. That's why it's easiest to do like sandwiches and stuff like that that I can just throw together quickly.
So I think that's awesome, identifying that maybe if you do eat dinner a little bit earlier, maybe that means smaller lunches or less snacks in the middle of the day. But dinner earlier could provide enough time for you to prep a salad, it sounds like you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned also foods potentially going bad. So remembering also that something frozen could last longer, and that would in turn save more money. We're not buying fresh berries each week to add on the side of things. So frozen foods, and also purchasing fruits and vegetables in bulk. So like a large bag of sweet potatoes or avocados in a bag is another good way to not be spending $1.99 each avocado that we buy. Awesome. So do you have any other questions about the things that we've discussed today?
I don't think so.
No?
I think we
Okay.
covered it for the most part.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm excited about your interest in wanting to make these changes.
Mhm.
How confident do you feel about the things that we've talked today about?
I feel good about it.
Mhm.
There's definitely little things I can do to make the improvements and that I think I'll be able to to stick with. So
Perfect.
yeah, I feel good about it.
Okay. That's exciting. I'm excited for you. And I'm excited for you in your third trimester as well. That's baby's going to be here before you even know it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
very cool. Well, I've listed our goals at the top of this sheet. I put down a super tracker, a USDA super tracker, so you can review any foods you have a question about whenever you're tracking. Also, we have our list of different fruits and vegetables that we could try to incorporate, as well as the times throughout the day that we've decided this might fit here.
Mhm.
As far as different protein routines, I think that dinner is pretty well covered by the amount that you're eating, but maybe fitting in some extra chicken in at lunchtime,
Mhm.
or potentially having different snacks on the side. So do you have anything else that you would like to add to either of those things?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. All right. Well, then we'll focus on those two goals of eating more protein throughout the day and
Mhm.
increasing our fruits and vegetables. And I will see you again 3 weeks from now at the next meeting.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All of
Thank
these are
you.
yours, and you are able to give me a call if you've got any questions at all. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Good to see you. I'll walk you out.